This is going to be your weekly tarot and oracle relationship reading. If it's meant for you, it's meant for you. I'm sitting here on Friday morning before the weekend, taking in all the energies, getting ready for the full moon eclipse on Monday. And I'm really excited to do this relationship reading today because I think by looking out the window today, I see this dull, cold energy again. The weather is up and down. I've been saying this for weeks now, where it feels like one day it's sunny, it's bright, it's beautiful, and then all of a sudden we have snow on the ground or fall-like weather. Obviously, it depends on where you live in the world, you know, spring equinox, fall equinox, but essentially it's almost like up and down, roller coaster energy, and yet we're on the brink of something so new. And the reason I say that is because Aries energy is the beginning of the astrological New Year. So we're in a time of rebirth. This is basically taking the reins of our lives and embarking on a new journey. But we're also closing out a lot of stuff, needing to let go of a lot of things, and making boundaries, maintaining those boundaries. You know, that's a conversation that's come up a lot lately for me in my sessions, is that we never stop making boundaries. We never stop going to the next level. We never stop maintaining our situations, right? It takes work. So yes, celebrate the milestones, have a moment, but understand that the work never ends. And I know that's exhausting for a lot of people, but it is the reality. So, you know, we do have this energy in the air right now that is helping us complete a journey. We're shifting, and my advice always is don't fight that shift. Things are going to happen whether we want them to or not, and we can't get in our own way. You know, with this eclipse season, you know, lunar eclipses close things out. Solar eclipses bring in new things. So if you look at the way things are going right now, we are closing out that cycle. And then April 8th, we have a solar eclipse. And that's essentially where we are going to start the next 6 months, especially. And you will see where that all comes to fruition in the later parts of the year, or 6 months from now. Now, you're going to notice that you're very emotionally charged, and I've got a cat right now in the background that's telling us how emotional charged she is. Of course, when I put the camera on, I say every day, we do have an opportunity right now to create some significant changes, but in order for that new to come in, the old has to go. I mean, look, our new life, it's going to cost us our old life. So, you know, you might notice with this eclipse energy that truths are being exposed. You might be getting information in very dramatic ways, and it might all just catch you off guard. And how you respond right now is most important. So I probably will do some extra readings, especially about Mercury retrograde coming up. I was talking the other day in another reading about how I might do a conversation between you and your person and what we know or what we need to know for Mercury retrograde. Because obviously April 1st with Mercury retrograde starts the miscommunications, the glitches. I don't know, you know, don't be afraid of this energy, but just, you know, take it in stride. And of course, we're already in the pre-shadow of this, so you might see people pop up from your past, or those little glitches. I know I've been seeing them on my phone, you know, slowness on my device, you name it, it's happening. So just don't fight the shift, okay? Now, this full moon in Libra does remind us to connect with our hearts. Libra is very much about relationships. And, you know, focus on what you love, who you love, most importantly, yourself, loving yourself, having balance, you know, inner union, and of course, equal giving and receiving with others. So let's take a look at the overall themes and messages for this reading today. I know we've got so much to talk about. Thought vibrations, resonant choices, signature signals. You know, here's the thing. This kind of relates to what I've been saying about Mercury retrograde, in the sense that you have to be very careful with your thoughts, your feelings, your words, and your actions right now, because especially at this time, they're really going to manifest. And of course, they're going to manifest in whatever way you're thinking. So if you're in good thoughts, you have a great chance. If you are in negative self-talk or in doubt, then you've got to check yourself, keep yourself accountable. You know, don't let your head go there, so to speak. So let's see. This deck is called True Heart, Hidden Feelings. And I'm kind of wondering if that's something we need to look at right now. especially in a relationship situation, washed away, tends to disappear, swept up in emotions, fleeting, affair, and quick. Okay, so it's kind of like Knight of Wands energy in tarot, where it feels like something rides in quickly and leaves just as fast. So I'm not sure what you may be dealing with currently. Please let me know in the comments, but I kind of feel like the emotions are coming in waves. And that's exactly what I was saying at the beginning about how, you know, we have this weather that's so cold and windy and snowy. And then all of a sudden it's sunny and it's bright and it's warm. And then all of a sudden we're going backwards again, only to get nice weather. It's like we're being teased or like played with, you know? I don't know how many of you are feeling that, but there's definitely a vibe in the air, right? So very fleeting. And again, very emotional. So let's see. What else do we need to know? This is a moon card. We have restoring. Exactly. We're in restoration. Rest and relax. Harmony. Reconnect with yourself. So this is basically about finding yourself, right? And that's why we're addressing a lot of the things that we're addressing, so that we can close out old situations. Now, I'm going to be using the before tarot, the regular tarot, and the after tarot. Starting with the before tarot, we're going to look at the energies leading up to what is currently happening. We're going to be looking at what's going on in your headspace, your person's headspace, your heart space, their heart space, overall energy and underlying energy. And of course, feel free to swap sides if it makes more sense. So let's take a look at what you may have been experiencing throughout your connection in the previous days. Now, of course, this can be used for your own inner masculine and feminine energies. Take it as it resonates, whatever way it works for you. So let's see what's going on in the previous days here. Yeah, 10 of Wands. 10 of Wands is about burdens, feeling mentally, physically, spiritually, and emotionally exhausted. Again, a number 10 card. We see 10s in these readings all the time. 10s are about endings of cycles, right? And the Page of Cups tells you that you're in the early stages of something new. And when it comes to a relationship, I kind of feel like this is going to another level. You could be in the same relationship where things are growing and shifting in great ways, you know, or this could very well be maybe even a new connection that you're experiencing or you're about to experience. Again, take it as it resonates, but this Page of Cups energy does say that you're preparing yourself for something new, early stages of some new emotional developments. And in your person's headspace, there's that Seven of Swords energy. And we've seen that Seven of Swords actually a few times recently. Seven of Swords is an energy possibly of deception. It could be wearing a false self mask, not saying something. And this is where I'm wondering if that eclipse energy is going to show through, because that's when things are revealed. You know, when unexpectedly you get information about a person or a situation and you're like, whoa, okay, now what do I do with this information? And we'll kind of see how it plays out in the readings. So, okay, 9 of Swords. There is worry and anxiety that your person is going through. This anxiousness of something brewing. Okay, let's see what's going on in your heart space. What's been the theme over the last few days? Okay, conflict. 5 of Swords. Very interesting. What is it that you're conflicted about in your heart? Is this should I, shouldn't I? Is this a fighting the shift? Well, there's the 4 of Wands, 1111. Yeah, to be honest with you, yeah, it's like fighting the shift, because 4 of Wands is celebration, it's ascension, it's the 1111 card, right? And when people are seeing 1111, they're often wondering what it means. You know, when you turn and you see that on the clock, or you're I don't know, it's on a receipt, or you see 111 or 11s all over the place on a driver's, on a license plate, whatever it is. Essentially, these are new beginnings. It's a gateway, right? You're going towards your ascension and new beginnings. So, you know, I feel like there are people who are fighting the shift because they don't know what the new means. You know, what does it mean to be in the new? I say it all the time. Are you in the old? Are you in the new? And I get that question often. Kelly, what does it mean to be in the new? Well, being in new energy means you're not going to do the same old anymore, right? You're going to be open to new adventures, new situations, new people, new relationships. and you're going to leave behind an old story that doesn't exist anymore. You know, I would invite all of you to think about, what is the story you tell yourself? I've been talking so much about the end of an era, and, you know, something that has been coming up a lot lately is Ascension symptoms. And I don't know if any of you have been experiencing it. Ascension symptoms can be many things. Now, obviously, go to your doctor if you're not feeling well. But, you know, I've been experiencing a lot of angel wing pain. I mentioned this the other day. You know, that feeling in your shoulder blades? For me, it's especially in my right side. And the right side of the body is the masculine side. It's the giver. It's the doer. It's also about protecting yourself, maybe, you know, shielding oneself from a potential something. And this is where we have to let go. And I think where it relates to me personally, if you don't mind me sharing, or being vulnerable, is that when I've talked about the end of an era, you know, the last decade or so of my life, especially 2017. Now, I know the astrology is really talking about this connection back to 2016, 2017. I don't know how many of you can resonate with this. I know I can. That I think what I'm actually feeling is like a residual pain from that time, where I was always bracing myself, you know, for something, because I'd been hurt so badly, you know, emotionally. And I think maybe to some extent why I've been feeling this for the last little while is that I'm working through that pain, letting it go. You know, I don't always have to be in that masculine energy. And maybe that's the end of that era for me. And yeah, you know, this is about, you know, ushering new energy, allowing to receive. That's the Libra energy, right? Equal giving and receiving in balance. So let's see what's going on in your person's heart space. What have they been experiencing throughout the previous days? And healing, heart healing. I love that. Okay, and with that, we have here the Two of Swords. Well, are you in the old, are you in the new? They're getting prepared to make a decision about what they want and where they're going and how they're going to do it. Now, let's take a look at the overall energy here, and we've got the Six of Swords. This is the preparation to move on to calmer waters or peace. And yeah, there's work to do. There's the Eight of Pentacles. We're in the process. We're in the process of doing the work, okay? Now, one observation we can make here is 44. And I feel like I've been seeing a lot of 44 recently. Especially yesterday, we started our Little Prince book talk, and the author of The Little Prince, Antoine de Saint-Exupéry, he passed away in 1944 at the age of 44. He was born in 1900. So I even found that yesterday I was seeing a lot of 44. And I mean, what is 44? 44 is angels are with you, right? So this is knowing that you're divinely guided. And kind of funny that I mentioned angel wings, because we are protected, you know? So underlying energy here is the Knight of Swords. Things are moving forward. You may not realize it because you may feel at times things are slow. I don't know. It really depends, to be honest with you, because I think the time has been flying. Yet at the same time, things have been moving slowly. I don't know how to really articulate that, but maybe you might identify. And look, here's the number 10. So again, 10-10. I think we see 10-10 every week. And here we have the 10 of Swords. And the 10 of Swords, it means dead, done, and over with. We're preparing for the end. You know? Those of you that know me well have heard me talk about my grandfather, who is in stages of transitioning from this world. And I love him so much. He's been a very important part of my life. But it's interesting because his passing at this time actually really coincides with the end of an era in my life. I went through a lot during the time that, you know, I was separating, divorcing. My grandmother passed away, and he was married to my grandmother. And I took care of him after my grandmother passed. And this, you know, symbolizes a major shift in my life, and of course his, obviously. But yeah, you know, this is a bit of a death here in this card. You can see the darkness. Oops, excuse me as I move these cards. There's a darkness in the sky here. And the sun will rise again, you know. we talked about this on the Little Prince class last night about sunsets, and I asked, what do you prefer? Do you prefer a sunrise or do you prefer a sunset? And we got into this really beautiful discussion about the meaning of both. You know, literal death doesn't mean that there won't ever be a sunrise. You know, energy never dies. But everybody has their preference about whether they prefer to be up early in the morning looking at the sunrise, or if they prefer to be up, you know, looking at the sunset. And there's a bit of melancholy that comes with a sunset. And that was the topic from the Little Prince last night. So anyways, deep thoughts, deep thoughts. So let's go back to what is the current energy here with your connection. In your headspace, there's the Seven of Pentacles. Now, interesting, the Seven of Pentacles is about a seed being planted. It's not going to harvest overnight. It will in due time, but we're just not there yet. You know, we're in the early stages. And you know how we were saying earlier about, you know, things moving quickly but slowly all at the same time? We don't see what's going on beneath the surface, right? We only see what's happening here. We don't know all the growth that's, you know, spreading and happening. So 7-7 could also be an angel number that you're seeing. Let's see what else we need to know. And there's the Queen of Wands. This is important. You need to be confident right now, to believe in yourself, to know that everything is growing the way that it's supposed to, right? Everything happens for a reason. So let's take a look at your person's headspace, and we have the Five of Pentacles. It's very interesting. They're feeling left out in the cold right now. And that could be for various reasons. Because we have this anxiety and the Seven of Swords where maybe they're not maybe they're holding back certain things, or they're not feeling whole is kind of what I was trying to say. There's a lot of fragmented energy for them, a lot of uncertainty. And they are going through the process of healing. But in order to become whole, they have to make a decision about the direction they're going. And I've been saying this a lot in the last few days, especially in sessions. You know, what do we have to lose by making a decision? Why not just see where it takes us? And that includes relationships. You know, so many people are afraid of love. And I don't personally understand why. And the reason I say that, although I do understand, I mean, my gift is seeing the bigger picture and understanding why people do what they do, but just from a general standpoint, I'm not sure I understand why so much fear, because we have one life to live. You know, especially when we look at situations of death where people are transitioning from this world. You can't take everything with you. You have to live your life to the fullest. You have to love to the fullest. Why not open your heart? Why not see where it goes? What's the worst thing that can happen? Like, really? I mean, sometimes could it get any worse? You know, if we've been hurt or traumatized, obviously we don't wish that for anybody, but like, what would be the harm in trying something new or opening yourself up to somebody? It could be the best thing that ever happened to you. You could have the best partnership than you ever imagined. And that's the beauty of having a dream, right? So I kind of feel like your person might be in this energy of feeling left out in the cold or sad. And there's this door here behind, and there's a keyhole. And right there is the key. Right here, all this person has to do is just look up, grab the key, and unlock the door. The question is, you know, are we ready to let go of the past? Are we ready to let go of the sadness? Because it can be very easy to stay trapped, right? And often that's a self-imposed, you know, entrapment. So let's see what else is going on. And mind you, this is in the headspace too, right? And look at the downloads that are coming in here with the High Priestess. So your person is experiencing a bombardment. My goodness, I can't speak. You know, I'll tell you, this is like Mercury retrograde energy where sometimes I can't get my words out. I'm a Virgo ruled by Mercury, so no surprise. But essentially, like, look at the downloads that are coming in, the enlightenment. It's in the process of arrival. Now, in your heart space, we have here the King of Pentacles, and I've seen this card a lot lately. The King of Pentacles is in it for the long haul. You know, it's slow. I'm not going to lie to you. It's slow. I mean, whenever we talk about the Knight of Pentacles and, you know, I playfully roll my eyes and say, trust the process, you know, it's slow. The King of Pentacles is in it for the long haul, but he is abundant in the end. And you will be too. I think with the King of Pentacles, I've been saying also lately that you can get to your destination a lot quicker, but it depends on how you make decisions. You know, the detours that pull you backwards, you know, mean that you're fighting the shift. You're doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results. At a certain point, somebody's got to get off the roller coaster or off the hamster wheel. If something's not working, then you got to do different, right? So let's see what else we need to know. There's the Four of Cups, another four. See right on top of it. The Four of Cups says you're overanalyzing to the point where you might miss out on an opportunity, or you might be spending your time waiting on something to come to you. And look at in the background here, there's this rainbow that's like filling this cup, and she just doesn't see it. And she doesn't see it because she's overanalyzing. She's maybe in sadness or grief or boredom. It's just kind of this like waiting for something to come and change. And it doesn't work that way. Honestly, you are the change. We are the change. If we want things to happen, we got to make them happen. Nobody's going to do that for us. So I think that's one of the things about love that is so misunderstood. We put so much energy into other people's healing versus our own. Or we think that if we fix the other person that they're going to be ready to be with us. But then what about your own healing, and what about your own fixing? You know, this is the thing. So let's take a look at your person's heart space. The Eight of Pentacles, again, 8-8. There's work to do. Your person is doing the work. They're healing and doing the work. And you have to let them do it. I say it every week. Trust the process. Trust their process. Respect the process. Respect their process. Let them do whatever they gotta go do. Nothing that's meant for you will ever pass you by. And this is why, you know, we talk about fear, because people have this fear that if they let go, that they're going to be forgotten and that they're going to be left out in the cold. It doesn't mean that forever, by the way. It doesn't mean that things can't happen down the road, but you can't put all your eggs in one basket. You can't just, you know, sit and wait on something to come to fruition. You have to make strides in your life. Let me remind you that feminine energy leads in the 5D, masculine leads in the 3D. So if you want that masculine energy to come in and lead, you've got to put yourself first and lead in the 3D. Your spiritual ascension is the most important thing. So in your person's heart space, there's the Three of Wands. Three of Wands energy says, I don't chase, I only attract. And on top of that, it says sitting on the sidelines. So I think that your person right now is in the process of doing the work to get off the sidelines, to make things happen. Now, the overall energy here is the Ace of Wands, and I love this card in this deck because the third eye is on fire, you know? This is basically like a spark, purpose, and passion. You know what song just came to my mind randomly? You know how I always channel songs, and it's BB Rexa, Two Souls on Fire. Desire, two souls on fire. Make me feel some type of way. I think the lyrics are, you know, it's very much like a twin flame type of song or a deep soul connection type of song. I don't know why that just came up, but maybe that song means something to you. Maybe look it up if you haven't, or if you don't know it. With that, we have here, see the Eight of Cups. We're getting eights, 888. It's time to walk away from things that no longer serve you. And look, we talked, oh my goodness, we talked about sunrise and sunset. There you go. There's the sun. And in this card, the question is the sun rising or is the sun setting? I don't know if we really have a clear answer. And the reason is because the Eight of Cups can be a card of walking away from things that no longer serve you, you know, the sunset, or walking towards things that are better for you, meaning a sunrise. And wow, I love that. Love that energy. Okay, underlying energy, we have here the Two of Pentacles. So we're all in the process right now of simplifying our lives. And the Two of Pentacles is asking you to make a tangible decision about things. You know, like what's at the top of your priority list? And look, here's the Fool, trusting, taking a leap of faith, having a brand new beginning. And there's that Aries energy, you know, that Aries energy that says, I'm ready. I'm going to see what happens. I have no way of knowing, but I'm just going to do first, think later, and go with the flow. So let's take a look here in the after tarot to see what we may be experiencing in the coming days. And we have, well, listen, if you've been experiencing a tower moment lately, you're not alone. But this is the after tarot. And this tells me that you may have already been experiencing a tower moment and you're coming to the final stages of that process where you have an opportunity to rebuild, okay? And I don't want you to rush anything. I think a lot of people right now are like, I want this now. You know, I don't want to wait. I want to get over it. I don't want to process this. I want to just forget it all. I want to get into new energy and erase. And you can't erase the past. You are who you are because of it. You don't have to live in it. You don't have to think about it every day. But you can't ignore where you've been. Okay? And with that, we have here the moon. And yeah, the full moon, the full moon in Libra is on Monday. We are doing a full moon Zoom tonight, Friday, March 22nd. The link is in my bio or on my website. We're doing a general collective reading on Zoom. And that includes a personalized mini moon reading that I send to you by the next new moon. So essentially here, the moon is about purging and surrendering and letting go. Ask yourself right now, what do you need to let go of? Because this tower energy is suggesting, let it go. Okay. Let's take a look at your person's headspace. And we have here the Hermit, the Virgo energy. Well, this is about enlightenment and searching one's soul. And the snake in this image, to me anyways, I think of shedding skin. It's Kundalini. It's the energy flowing throughout the body, much easier. I love it. Okay. Judgment. Your person's having a wake-up call. I told you, this is all in the process. I think it's just that you don't necessarily see it. And that's what makes people scared. Because again, we had the Seven of Pentacles that said, seeds are planted, they're not going to harvest overnight, right? And here's the Judgment card that says, yeah, wake-up call. 10-10, again, I mean, that's 20, obviously. But major shakeup and transformation is happening. And look, there's the Ace of Wands. So in your heart space, look, we have the Ace of Wands here and now the Ace of Wands here. This is basically saying purpose and passion and forward motion. So it's coming. You just, again, expect the unexpected. There's that fire of that Aries energy, that spark. Ah, beautiful. Aries and Libra energy. Of course, the North and South Node. I mean, justice is equal giving and receiving and balance. I mean, in your heart space, you're thinking about that Libra energy that says balance and relationships and also, you know, being heart-centered. Don't worry. I mean, this card energy, don't worry. Everything will be balanced. It will be okay. But we don't want to miss out on opportunities. And in your person's heart space, we have here the Chariot, all systems go, onward and upward, victory. The hand is on the heart. This person is becoming much more in tune with their desires and goals. Their support, right? Divine guidance. We talked about number 44, being divinely guided. And there's the Page of Swords. This is somebody who's now logical and decisive. They're getting ready. They're getting ready. I love it. Okay, overall energy is, there you go, another 10. I love this, the 10 of Pentacles. And you know what's funny? When I was using the Light Seers Tarot for the previous layer, I saw this card at the bottom of the deck. I thought about it. And it just is a confirmation right here. The 10 of Pentacles is tangible fulfillment. This is having it all. The home, the family, the finances. Here's the dog, you know, the pets. Everybody's content and abundant. And there's that abundance in the long run. It's coming. Now, with that, we have the King of Wands. I love it. King of Wands is somebody who is passionate and nurturing. That's that, you know, I'm going to say for the sake of this reading, because it's, you know, Aries season, we say this is that Aries energy, that fire, right? But again, you know, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, we see here Libra energy, of course, with the moon. We see Pisces, we see Virgo. There's Cancer energy. So not that we have to look at zodiac signs, but there's definitely some interesting stuff here. Now, let's take a look at the bottom of the deck. Oh my goodness. The Lovers. I'm not surprised. There's something so deep here emotionally, and it's so beautiful. 6-6, we've had now equal giving and receiving in balance also. That's peace and harmony. Wow, I'm just loving this. And look, the Ace of Pentacles, there's an offer. This is like an offer of love, of nourishment, of support. And there are really beautiful things coming. And I just want to remind you again, don't fight the shift, please. Because if you fight what's good for you right now, you may miss out on something that's really wonderful. And let me just take some other cards here. Let's go on the one side here, if you want to call this your side. Let's take a look. What do we need to know? Your eternal spirit, higher self, sacred intuition, trust yourself. Let everything come to you. Let it be delivered to you. On your person's side here, talent guides, spirit mentors, and teachers. Your person is discovering how talented they are, how creative they are, how strong they are. And I just want to make a point. Not that this is about gender by any means. We're talking energy here. But do you notice something about these two cards? She is in her feminine energy in the 5D, leading the way. And on this side, you have this masculine energy that is displaying their talents, their abilities to reach their goals. And they're learning some very valuable lessons to bring them into their full divine masculine energy, which is really beautiful. Okay, I really hope this resonates with you. Thank you so much for listening. I always appreciate your likes, your comments, and your subscribes. It really means the world to me. If you'd like to do a personal reading with me, the link is in my bio. Thank you again, and I wish you an amazing week.